Before we have another rhubarb season in the books, I wanted to bring you in the kitchen and show you how to make just the simplest of simple rhubarb sauces that you can use in so many different ways. The thumbnail showed us using it over ice cream, but you can use it over like a shortcake, you can use it over yellow cake, you can put it in your pancake batter, you can put it on top of your pancakes, you can put it in muffin batter, you can put it on top of muffins. There's just so many things that you can do with this sweet yet tart goodness that comes from rhubarb. Now, from time to time, I come across somebody who's never had rhubarb, and it's usually in a particular area of the country or the state where they don't really eat rhubarb. How many of you have had rhubarb and do you like it? I feel like if you like the candy sweet tarts, that's both tart and sweet, you would love rhubarb. Is that accurate? Let me know in the comments. So for this recipe, you're going to need at least 4 cups of diced rhubarb. You can adjust the recipe if you need to, but 4 cups is just an easy amount, and it makes just a little bit over a pint of rhubarb sauce. So we're going to dice up this rhubarb, and I have found that if you line up the ends of the rhubarb, you can actually dice a whole lot of rhubarb at the same time. So that's what we're going to do here. Now, I know that many of you know this, but I feel like I would be remiss if I did not say that rhubarb leaves are inedible. They are poisonous. So you can only use the stalk of the rhubarb, never eat the leaves. It looks like we're going to have a little bit more than 4 cups, but that's okay. You can adjust the sugar to your taste. So you could do 1 cup per 4 cups. That would give you a little sweeter, and then obviously less would give you more tart. And we're just going to put this right into kind of a heavy bottom stainless steel stock pot. And to this, we're going to add 3/4 of a cup of sugar. We're just going to stir that in. So that was 3/4 a cup of sugar to a cup for every 4 cups of rhubarb. Now notice that I'm using kind of a flat wooden utensil, because when we cook this, we're going to want to make sure we keep stirring it, and this just is a flat piece that will help us make sure we're getting everything off the bottom, so we make sure that it's not sticking or burning on the bottom. Now what you want to do is let this sit for a little while, let the sugars start to pull the juice from the rhubarb. But I will say that I have also done it where I have not let it sit. You just have to watch it a little better on the stove when you're first cooking it, but it will not take it long at all to get juicy when you put it on the stove. And we're going to put this on the stove and cook it down. We're going to cook it at a medium low to low temperature because we do not want it to burn, and you want to make sure that you're stirring it plenty. Let's put it on the stove. Some people do add a little bit of water to this when they cook it, but I like a really thick rhubarb sauce, so I don't add any water at all. I just make sure I keep stirring it. So with this rhubarb sauce, you can use it right away. You can keep it in the fridge for a couple of weeks. You can freeze it, and you can also can it. And I have canned this year so far about 8 pints of this rhubarb sauce because Dan loves it on toast. He eats it on toast like it's candy. It's been about 20 minutes, and that was a pretty small batch, so it didn't take long for it to break down that rhubarb. And what you want to do is get it broken down into its shreds. So this is what it looks like. Okay, it's broken down. There's still maybe a few chunks in there, but I like to see fruit in my fruit sauce or in my jam. So that's what you're looking for. Now, some people will take this now and use an immersion blender and blend it up. But again, I like those chunky pieces of fruit, and so I'm going to leave it. So at this point, you can hot pack it into jars and water bath can it for 15 minutes. Or you can cool it down and keep it in the fridge. Or you can cool it down and freeze it into containers if you want to. Now, how easy is that if you have an unexpected guest come over? Grab a jar of rhubarb sauce, grab some ice cream, and you've got a really delicious dessert.